Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Allen. This is NFL Weekly, the show where once a week I look back on things that happened the previous week in the league and look ahead to some of the things that might happen next week. First of all, Mark Sanchez led the Eagles to a dominating win, proving once and for all that Chip Kelly has a QB-friendly offense and that Nick Foles ain't shit. I refuse to believe in Mark Sanchez. And then the Steelers got destroyed by the Jets. They were playing so well, it was only a matter of time before they came back to earth, but still, so many turnovers. And I actually know the reason why. I know exactly what it is. I picked up the Jets defense in my fantasy league, and I benched the Eagles, which is why they played so well and these guys sucked. Because of me. That's exactly what it is. And they all caught Bieber fever, and they weren't able to concentrate. And then Romo returned and the Cowboys dominated the Jags. At the same time, though, it's just the Jags. Chill the fuck out. You got people over here acting like they won the Super Bowl. Fuck. There's only one team in the league who has not beat the Jags this year when they played them. Jesus Christ. And then, despite having the worst field goal kicking in the entire NFL and always having to play from behind, somehow the Lions have managed to string together 4 wins in a row and are sitting comfortably at the top of their division. And also the Browns are at the top of their division while the Ravens and Steelers are at the bottom of their division with 6-4 records. And meanwhile, the Saints lost in overtime and are at the top of their division with a 4-5 record. So, yeah. And speaking of records, a couple of big name players had a couple of big days. Peyton Manning had 5 touchdowns, Beast Mode had a career high 4 touchdowns, and I have both of them on my fantasy team. Fuck yeah! And Aaron Rodgers had 6 touchdowns in the first half. He played a little bit in the third quarter, but not too much. And Julius Thomas, one of Peyton's favorite targets, he becomes the first tight end ever in the history of the league to have consecutive seasons with at least 12 touchdowns. And in fantasy news, I got nothing to tell you. All the people who I thought would play well kind of crapped out on me, except Beast Mode. I always expect big things for him. Here's what I want to know though, because I've got 3 halfbacks on my team and 2 of them are on a bye week. So I need a good halfback that I can put in for my RB2 and just dump him the next week with no regrets. Anyone have some suggestions for me, please? I'm desperate. Okay, I'm not desperate. I'm at the top of my league with a 3-game league over second place, so I can afford a couple losses. But I don't want to lose. And then, injury news, after signing an extension, Carson Palmer then goes down with what looks like a torn ACL and is expected to miss the rest of the season and possibly some of next season. You know how ACLs go. And then we've got the bye week, which the Ravens, the Cowboys, the Jaguars, and the Jets are all going to be sitting out. And the Thursday night game will be the Bills at the Dolphins, 2 division rivals. And you know what? The Dolphins, they're for real. People don't want to admit it, but the Dolphins are for real. One of the top defenses in the league. And the Bills, well, unless Sammy Watkins suddenly turns into Jerry Rice, the Bills are going to get destroyed. It's going to be like 40-10. And then you've got the 1 o'clock games on Sunday. The Falcons at the Panthers, division rivals who have both been sucking it up all year. And I just think it's going to be an interesting contest. And then you've got the Texans at the Browns. One team has been playing surprisingly well. One team has been playing surprisingly bad. I mean, it's a lot of, there's a good storyline behind that one. And then all 3 of the 4 o'clock games actually look interesting to me for once. You've got the Raiders at the Chargers coming off of a bye week. The Chargers look to get back on a winning streak, while the Raiders, they're still looking for their first win of the season. It'll just be interesting because if the Chargers somehow find a way to actually lose to the Raiders, I mean, that'll just be funny. And then you've got the Lions at the Cardinals, 2 of the top teams in the league, 2 underrated defenses, and just in general, I feel like people don't talk about them as much as they should. I mean, this could be a potential conference finals preview. I mean, this could be the NFC Championship. Who knows? And yet, people don't want to talk, though. And then you've got the Eagles at the Packers, some very high-powered explosive offensives, some relatively decent defenses that are fun to watch. I mean, this should be a great game. And then Sunday night, you got the Patriots at the Colts. It's one of those changing of the guard games. You got Tom Brady, who's been one of the faces of the league. You know, he's won more Super Bowls than any other active QB. Versus Andrew Luck, who has yet to win a single Super Bowl, yet he's already starting to take over as the new face of the league. It'll be fun. And then Monday night, you got the Steelers at the Titans, and I'm probably going to be watching basketball during that one. So, on a new episode of Gotham, they're introducing Harvey Dent. But anyways, that's it for this edition of NFL Weekly. Tune in next Tuesday probably for another all-new episode. But until then, this has been the Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Lyle. Have a great week.